10-pounder?
He's using 80-pound monofilament on a hand line. Okay, blackfin tuna. Blackfin tuna.
That's pretty.
Well, you know,
That's
this
really
place
pretty.
is just full of tarpon. Nice little 50-pounder, you know. Okay. Oh, way to go. I'll tell you what, these boys are eat up with some serious fishing now. Really, really a big wahoo.
That's good fish.
That's a big one. Son, that's as big a wahoo as I've seen.
Bass Pro Shops presents Fishing with Roland Martin. Brought to you by Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits, designed by fishermen for fishermen. Timbuktu, Fisher's Choice, real bait ready when you are. And by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Closed caption provided by Spro Lures. This segment of Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by Ono's Trading Company, polarized reader sunglasses.
Today's fishing destinations are a little unusual, to say the least. We're at the island of Curacao in the Caribbean, and we were invited down to explore the unexplored fishing opportunities down here. Now, we started off in a 20-foot boat and some hand lines with some locals. Today, we're fishing off the coast of South America in a small little primitive fishing boat with hand lines and with conventional tackle. What do you have?
I think this will be either a 5-pounder or it will be 3 to 5 kilos.
Now,
a 10-pounder.
He's using 80-pound monofilament on a hand line, trolling some small little jigs. Look at that. Okay, blackfin tuna. Blackfin tuna. Blackfin tuna. Way to go. I can get those on the small jigs on my other rod. That's the average size, huh?
No, this is larger.
Now, Ramon, I know that you're in charge of economic development here on the island. I always thought that Curacao had the main economics was tourism, but I guess not. Is tourism a part of it, but it's not the main part of your economy, is it?
It is an important part, but it is not the most important part. What's happening is we have a quite diversified economy. Our economy, for example, is dependent on oil. We have oil refinery here. We have the logistical sector, the harbor, the airport, our industrial zones, and what we call here economic zones, which are primarily free zones. Tourism itself is good for between 15 to 20% of our gross domestic product. So it's not something like on the other islands where you are completely dependent upon them for 60, 80%.
That's either a rock hind or a strawberry grouper. I don't know which it is. I don't know. It looks pretty good though. I think it's a rock hind. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
It's a fly fish.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, now we got some good bait there. That big one. And what is that?
A bass.
A what?
Bass. I don't know how you call it. Grouper family, sorry.
I bet that's good to eat. But Ramon and Frankie here are out catching me, and I'm using jigs and artificials, and they're catching more fish on hand lines. What? Oh well. Well, folks, here it is, day 2. We're offshore of the beautiful island of Curacao, about what, about 10 miles out?
Yes, more or less.
Now, Ramon, you fished with us yesterday. We had a great time with the small boat. Today we're in a 35-foot boat, and we're going to do a little bit different type of fishing, right?
Yes, basically it's trolling. We went off from the main island, Curacao, to small island, Curacao, that's a little bit further away. And after the trolling, we'll be doing some deep sea fishing.
Okay.
You know, with hand line, but we'll be using some spectra too.
Okay.
And the trolling perhaps with some braided lines.
Oh, okay. We'll try a little bit of everything, a little bit more of a modern twist. And we have our modern day rod holder here, I see. But we're in good shape. This is a fine boat. It's a nice seaworthy boat, and hopefully we'll catch a big fish.
Yes, hopefully we'll get some wahoo, some barracuda, and for sure tuna.
Good. Frankie's got a good one on. Frankie was with us yesterday in the small 20-foot boat, and now he's the mate on this boat today, so he knows a lot about how to catch these fish. And we got some good tuna on here. Okay. There we go, son. Oh man, son. Hey, what do we have here? What do you think it is? Tuna. Another blackfin tuna on a hand line. They have a really neat way of catching these tuna on these hand lines. One thing about a hand line is that you can sure get some speed going on it. I mean, this is a pretty fast operation. I'm retrieving faster than you could with a regular reel. What do we have here, boys? Blackfin tuna. Nice blackfin tuna, 6 or 7 pounds. Sushi grade. Sushi grade. Took the very last lure.
Come, you hold it.
These blackfin are just really a fine fish. And of course they're a prize fish to keep, so we're definitely going to keep that one for a little sushi tonight.
Fishing with Roland Martin is brought to you by VTS Protected, the best thing for boating since water. Mako Boats presents this segment of Fishing with Roland Martin.
What do you have, Mark? My guest today is Mark Towery from Atlanta, Georgia. He's a managing director of GEO Strategies Partners, and he's trying to develop economic opportunities, particularly the fishing opportunities of Curacao. You know, Mark, I want to thank you again for making all this trip possible with you're trying to develop the economic resources of this island. What your company is, and I know you represent the big water plant here in town, and several other interests. Just what kind of interest do you have down here?
Well, you know, GEO Strategy Partners works with Aqua Electra and Marubeni, which is essentially the power utility for the island, and they believe that you're a good corporate citizen if you give back to the community, and if you grow the power base, you grow the economy, you grow the power base, and that's good for business.
Well, you know, this resource, and you told me on the phone before we got down here, you said there's tens of thousands of tarpon in all these little pockets and coves and bays like we've seen, yet no one fishes for them.
That's true. I mean, a lot of the people here, they fish to eat, and tarpon is really not a fish that you would eat, so they ignore them, and you can see them rolling in the harbor all the time.
Right. Well, now, the offshore fishing is pretty world-renowned. You know, we're not that far off the South American coast, and so there's some great marlin fishing in all these islands. Bonaire is, of course, in Aruba. All those are fine marlin destinations, a worldwide destination. But there's no real charter fleet. There's not much of a charter fleet here, just a couple charter boats.
There are some charter boats, but we have a yacht club of avid hobby fishermen, and they just had their 43rd annual Blue Marlin Tournament.
And that went pretty well. They had quite a few releases, I know.
They did. I think they had about 14 releases, and some they missed. Had 47 boats on the water, so it was a great event.
It was a good event. In fact, I came there and I was lucky enough to meet the Prime Minister. She was there for the award ceremony, and I was there, and I got a chance to thank her for making all this possible as well.
So you met Emily?
I did.
Well, I know she's doing a lot to try to attract development on the island. I know she's thrilled to have you and your crew down here fishing in Curacao.
And that makes a lot of sense why this is such a rich nation. But you know, as far as a tourism destination, it's really great because look at all the fine hotels and restaurants everywhere, and great scuba diving. So even though it doesn't cater to a lot of tourists, it has all the facilities for tourists.
You know, a lot of people don't appreciate this. It's some of the finest.
I got one. Oh, son. I got one. Yes, sir. I got one. Yes, sir. I got a tarpon. Watch this, boys. Yeah, how big is he? He's taking the line. Oh, boy, he's a big one.
Wow, what a jump.
He's a big one. Ah, he got off. 100-pound fish. Did you see that?
I saw it.
He somehow or other got off.
Yeah, Roland, like I was saying before you rudely interrupted me with that 100-pound tarpon, Curacao really has some of the best diving in the world, and a lot of people don't know about it. In fact, a lot of the things about Curacao that make it so great is it's really undiscovered. It's one of the hidden treasures of the Caribbean.
I got one. Got one.
Wow, Roland, another 100-pounder, huh?
I don't know.
Whoa!
Hey, little.
Nice fish, Roland.
He's just a little one. He's just a little one. He's nothing like, he's way small. He's not like the other ones.
Yeah, they're still fun to catch.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's really pretty.
That's a nice one. Nice little 50-pounder, you know. This size here, they're acrobatic.
Yeah.
We catch this size here on topwater back in the Everglades. You know, this is a lot smaller than the couple that we hooked a little bit ago. But it's, you know, still a fun deal. These are fun fish.
Should get you to spend some time down here and do a topwater clinic for some of the locals.
I know.
Let's see if we can get over these rocks.
Okay, we'll get them on the
rocks.
rocks.
Try to land it.
Okay. Don't slip and fall. That's some slick rocks right there.
That is some slick stuff. That's a pretty fish.
That's some
Bring
slick rocks.
Here. There we go.
Slick rocks, Mark. Be careful. Be careful. Get him by the lip. Get him by the lip. Hey, way to go! Hey, all right. Hey, you're quite a tarpon handler. Thank you, sir.
There you go, Roland.
Appreciate it. Go ahead and let him swim.
Let him
away.
go.
There he goes.
Yeah, he's still in good shape.
He's swimming away. He's in good shape.
There he goes. Hey, Roland, I got one.
What you got, Mark?
I believe it's a tarpon.
Oh, son. Any size to him?
Well, I'll let you know in a minute, but I feel some weight.
Oh, boy.
You know, I've been coming down here eating at the restaurant down on the wharf for 5-6 years, watching them roll. There he is. See him out there?
Yeah, I see him.
I'm glad you came down. We finally get to fish for him.
Well, you know, this place is just full of tarpon. Oh, man, there's hundreds of them. That's a nice little 20-30-pounder, isn't it? Now, Mark, you're from Atlanta. You catch a lot of big stripers, but it's hard to compare a 20 or 30-pound striper to a 20 or 30-pound tarpon, because the tarpon's pretty tough.
There's nothing like a tarpon. I tell you what, I love
Look at this fish underneath him. There's a second fish right there. There's a second fish right by him.
Yeah, Roland, you can exhaust a striper after a couple of runs, but these tarpon are pretty stout.
Yeah. I just saw about a 100-pound tarpon following his tarpon. Really big tarpon.
Here comes mine back up again.
Look at yours. Yeah. But the other one was way big.
Let me try to bring him up to you here.
You got to come around, keep coming around this way and get, yeah.
All right, Roland, I'm gonna try to bring him up.
I don't know if we can land him or not. It's gonna be a real challenge. Real challenge. I don't know, Mark. We got him.
There we go, a Curacao tarpon.
Yeah, good old 20 or 30-pounder. Hey, way to go, Mark.
Right here in the harbor of Curacao, how about that?
That's all right. Let's go ahead and let him go.
All right.
You hooked him really good.
He looks pretty tired. You can revive him a little bit.
I think he's all right. He's swimming off.
He's
Okay.
in good shape.
Hey, that was a good deal, Mark.
Hey, thanks,
Well,
Roland.
there's a lot of tarpon here. We're catching them all sizes. We've seen a couple big ones, and we've caught, you know, I've lost a couple small ones. But there's some big ones here. Wow.
Well, I'm glad you came down. We got to do this.
I know. Well, you know, there's all sorts of interesting things. Mark and I have been here a couple days, and Mark, you're responsible for me getting down here in the first place. You set up a deal for the hand lining. That was a lot of fun. Set up another deal for us to go marlin fishing, and that was we caught all kind of dolphin. I had a big marlin on. So we've had a lot of really interesting experiences. This is just one of the many things we've done since we've been here in Curacao. But we're not. The trip's not over with.
The trip's not over yet. We're going to go out again tomorrow, look for some big marlin, maybe get some Dorado or possibly a tuna again. Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, I can hardly wait. Okay.
All right.
Another really interesting segment was I met these two young boys in the 8th grade going to school here, local fellows, and they took me out snook and tarpon fishing. A couple young boys that have done really well. In fact, Gordo, you had a tournament here last year, and or just 3 weeks ago, and these boys won the tournament.
Yes, those two boys.
That's
That's
good.
right.
And the tarpon tournament, 120-pound tarpon. These two guys caught them. That's good.